Just waiting for this to pop on.
There we go.
All right. Welcome, Heel Nation. I'm your host, Mr. Team Bring It. This is Mr. 2B. You probably know him from Wrestling Community Group. For you guys that don't know, you will be knowing in a second because I'm about to share this shit around. Right?
Wow.
So,
wow.
Yes.
I like it.
Yes. Huh?
I like it.
Oh, what? Well, thank you. All right. So, but anyway, everyone, share the podcast. It's gonna be fun. I apologize for all of the fuckery last night. It was straight niggerish last night. Like, I did not expect none of that shit to go down. Dick Prince was like shared around this shit. Like, it looked, yeah, like, look. My friend, I don't know if he was drunk, if he was high. I do not know what the fuck his problem was, but the shit was. I was not responsible for that. I was just here for the comments, and I was just one of the hosts that just sat up here. I'm like, nigga, what? You see that like a lot of people are watching this podcast, and he did that shit on purpose, but that's fine. But I still love him for it. So, all right. Janelle,
You okay?
Am I okay? Well, I'm fine. I'm fine. I was just a little bit taken back a bit. You know, I didn't expect that. I really did not expect that. I'm sitting up here like. He was like, Chris, come on, hey, let me come on the podcast. I'm like, okay. And I knew he was going to be on some bullshit because he always do that. When he is drunk, he always wants to fuck with me for some reason. I don't know, but we had fun last night. It's just, I wasn't ready for last night, really wasn't. And I think part of the podcast that was really hot is when we start talking about China. That's when things... things really just got out of control.
Yeah, let's get into that.
Yes, definitely. We're gonna really talk about that and more content. So, Stefan, what's going on? I was loving it. Trash, get the fuck out of here. I wasn't. We're gonna leave that one alone.
Wow.
But yeah, I'm sharing it around you guys. Hopefully everyone has had a good day today. Shout out to Poland. I just checked the ranking. Hashtag Heels for Life right now is in 60th place. 60th place in Poland. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I didn't know that Poland was big fans. Didn't know that.
Hey, you never know who's watching, man.
You are exactly right. I always tell the viewers, you never know who might be watching. And I always keep saying this. I never thought that I would run into a WWE Hall of Famer that was watching my program, and his best friend was watching his program too. Shout out to the Flex, John Williams. Love him. Thank you. And everyone else, thank you. Appreciate it. All right. Looks like I am done sharing the podcast around. Oh, where's your wife, by the way?
She is upstairs.
Tell her hello. Tell her I said hello and thank you for watching.
So let me be real ghetto. Real ghetto.
Right.
Sandy!
See, that's real ghetto.
That's real ghetto.
Chris
said hello. He said hello. I'm being real black.
Yeah, but that's fine because this is a heel show, so we can be ghetto.
She finna come down here.
I know.
I was just saying hello.
Yeah. And I hear them. I hear them heels. I hear them heels. Really? So we gonna call people.
This that show.
Damn podcast. Ain't that about it?
Man.
Do not call.
Chris told me to tell you hello.
In the middle of a podcast. Thank
He
you.
told I'm finna share the live so you can see it. You hear me?
Huh?
No, I'm talking to her. Okay. See, don't talk about me. We being real ghetto today.
Is she coming?
He said, come here.
Girl, don't be shy. Bring your ass on TV. Come over here. Thank you for watching my RR podcast.
He said, thank you for watching our podcast. He appreciates you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Now she finna disappear.
Yep, she disappeared.
He said he knew you was coming. He heard the heels.
Yep, I heard the heels.
Heard them slides. Heard them slides sliding on the hardwood floors. But we thank God.
Yes. Amen.
Yeah, but don't talk about.
Amen.
Don't talk about me, and you just had a whole doorbell. Just
fuck you and everything you believe in.
It's that show. Oh, okay.
Right.
It's 2021. So in 2021, I live by one saying, and it simply is, oh, okay.
This motherfucker said I had a doorbell.
Like this.
Oh, that's right. That's fine. But anyway, y'all, let's get to it. Let's have a wonderful podcast.
Hold up, hashtag heels for life. Wanna welcome everybody, yeah, we gotta get it hype. Hey, every week talking wrestling, we get into it. Current events, even guests that we're interviewing. Hosted by Chris, Kid USA, and Nappy Boy. Shout out to Ziggy, put the smack down, you can't ignore. The best you gon' find anywhere online. Tell the competition they about to get clothesline. Hold up, hashtag heels for life. Let's go.
Oh, my bad. What's going on, everybody? I'm your host, Mr. Team Bring It. What's going on? And I got my special guest that was supposed to come on here last night, but because Father's Day, he was not.
Whoa.
Did you really just do that?
Yeah, man, because you ain't finna put me out there like that. There were other people that didn't show up last night.
But you were headlining though.
I mean, I like how you say the headlining part, but listen,
I'm stroking your ego right now, bro.
Nah, not at all. But nevertheless, listen, I'll say it publicly. I ain't even gonna let him get all that out. I apologize. Listen, Helena said I was sleepy. Okay. A Negro went to sleep. Sip all the tea. That's fine. Be great. Sip the tea or the cognac or the Jack Daniels or
I prefer water.
Or that. Water's good. Okay. That's good for you. That's it. That's right. Receive it now. Listen. So I apologize that I didn't make it. I was tired. I was tired with bleach. And
with bleach?
Yeah, I was tired with bleach. No rinse. Nope.
Tired. Not even final rinse?
Nope.
No? Oh, that's not cool. You didn't die though. You didn't die. God at least had you to see the next day.
See, ain't that good? Ain't that good? Because somebody didn't make it. You know what I'm saying? And the way Hell in the Cell went last night,
So, but yes, my special guest. Thank you so much for coming on TV2. What's going on? What's going on? Thank you for the people that's in Poland. Thank you for watching us. We are 60th place in Poland. In the United States, I'm not too sure at the moment. I'm gonna have my producer Ziggy bring that up for us. And once
Ziggy Marley,
Ziggy Lewis,
not Ziggy Marley.
No, not Ziggy Marley. I do not know who Ziggy Marley is.
Bob Marley's son.
I don't even know. I don't know them Jamaicans over there. They don't even know me though.
You don't know that.
I'm not racist though. Never was racist. Never, ever. Well, how can I be racist? They're black too. Well, anyway. Okay, so tonight, everyone, is hashtag Heels for Life.
Yeah.
Fan reaction show. So
Yeah.
This is our second episode. So what we do is I bring like fans, podcasters. I bring on anyone that wants to come on here live and they want to speak their piece, they want to talk, rant, whatever. This is their chance to come on. Mr. Man over here on my left, I decided to bring him on here because he wants a retake. I was just like, okay, cool. So he comes on. I met him on the wrestling community group, and we've been talking to shit or whatever, and I want him to come on the podcast and speak his piece. So tonight we're literally going to talk about the whole spectrum of wrestling. So yes, I hope you are in for a treat, because you are. So first, let's talk about Hell in a Cell real quick. Let's kind of recap on that. Number one, I will honestly say that Hell in a Cell from Friday all the way to fucking Sunday was like fucking trash. Okay? Number one, they had to get Roman Reigns out the way because number one, they couldn't have their golden boy be on this trash ass like I'm about to say podcast.
You should say podcast.
On this trash ass pay-per-view we call Hell in a Cell that's sponsored for McDonald's or whatever. That bullshit just does not. It does not make any sense that you have Hell in a Cell in the middle of the fucking summer, and then they say, oh yeah, this is going to put some butts in the seat and shit. And then, by the way, let me tell you something about the WWE. The WWE be chasing fucking clout, but they don't tell nobody that shit. And then when the ratings come out, when the viewership comes out, because according to what's her name, the girl that came on here last night. Oh my God, what the name?
I know who that's So according to the young lady last night.
Yes. Oh my God, I can't believe oh my God. She's gonna kill me. Miss
Oh my God.
Anyway, according to the lady that was on here last night, I'm sorry, it's been a long day. According to her, rays do not count. When she broke it down in context, she was correct. We'll get into that in a second. But when we looked at the ratings, or the more so the viewership or whatever, it didn't even crack 2 million. And when you see that, that's a problem. That's a huge problem. But we have to think that, number one, the WWE has been shooting themselves in the foot for God knows how long. So it really shouldn't be a big surprise of them not even with a gimmick match like Hell in a Cell, which is a legendary gimmick match, didn't crack the 2 million. I thought they was going to at least get somewhere in 2 million, maybe even 3 million, but people was not invested on SmackDown, and they definitely was not invested on the Tribal Chief, because guess what? They didn't acknowledge that match. So with that being said, we move on to Sunday, which is it was a clusterfuck. It was just all over the place.
Well, let's start. So let me say this. Yeah. It started off. They did right by putting Bianca and Bayley first.
Janelle, I am so sorry. Go ahead.
We got her name. Thank you, Jesus. We did all right with Bianca and Bayley. That we did all right with that. The KOD on the ladder was everything. That was perfect. The problem with in my view, WWE, Hell in a Cell is a pay-per-view that needs to be retired. The pay-per-view itself, in my opinion, has not had it ain't been good for I'll say within the last 5 years. I'll say 5 years, give or take a couple years. The problem,
you talk about the actual Hell in a Cell.
The pay-per-view. The pay-per-view itself. That is, to me, WWE, it has, as far as Hell in a Cell is concerned, it has lost its essence. because you're in the PG era. I get it. That's fine. Whatever. So you got the PG era. They try to have spurts of attitude era-ish type situations, but because of USA and because of whatever the reason may be. Hell in a Cell, as far as Friday was concerned.
Preach. Let's go.
Now, let me say this. I love Ray. I do. I love Ray. Ray came to play. That's all right. You'll be all right. So he came to play. As far as when it ties into the viewership, people actually, contrary to popular opinion, they would have tuned in if they had just left Roman and Ray on Sunday. When they made it a deal that they was gonna put it on Friday, everybody was like this. Why? What was the point? Because then it was like, okay. So then my mind, I'm like this. Okay, well, Roman want to be at home with his 5 kids. Okay, that's fine. Whatever.
Okay, we got 5 kids.
Yeah.
Ooh, some team.
When he took that break, when he didn't fight Goldberg at WrestleMania, when the pandemic was hitting or whatever, his wife literally had just recently had their twins, which was to be their 4th and 5th child. They got 5 kids. Okay. So I figured, I'm like, okay, he want to be at home with his kids. He pulled that clause. He pulled a Hulk Hogan. Okay.
Oh, a Shawn Michaels. My knee was hurt.
More of a Shawn, because see, I don't mess with Hogan at all.
I don't either.
And I actually like Roman and yeah, but not like that. But like I'm not gonna put him in. I'm sorry, Roman. If you ever see this, I'm sorry. I never meant to put you in any type of box with that garbage. Okay. But when it comes to Friday, there was no need for that. It wasn't. There wasn't no need for it.
You wasn't supposed to see that.
Well, okay, whatever. Anyway, Friday, I don't know. Sunday, I was all right with Bailey and Bianca. KO and Sammy should have been in the cell. Period. But KO but I think KO is kind of hurt now. For real. I think his shoulder really is jacked up. But they should have been in the cell, and I felt like them being in the cell, that literally would have culminated the years of them fighting.
I mean, we're talking about 25 years.
Yeah, we're talking about a whole bond that they have, and they've been fighting, from Ring of Honor to New Japan to everywhere leading up to them. And I felt like when they announced, when KO went to Pierce and Sonya talking about something, he wanted Sammy, I mean, common sense would have said, put them in the cell. I've had an issue with the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view, because how was it a Hell in a Cell pay-per-view and only 1 or 2 matches is in the cell?
Right.
Like, to me, I'm like, if you're going to do a Hell in a Cell pay-per-view, put them all in there. But so the card, if we will, Bianca and Bailey, I'm fine with it. I'm over the storyline, but I'm fine.
I am too.
I'm over the storyline. But when you get rid of women, you fire and release women, you know what I'm saying? And then WWE, they have this issue that they've had for a while now. And what I don't like is y'all are forever trying to tell wrestlers what they quote unquote need to do to be noticed or become the top players, but you develop nobody. It's like you keep bringing back Cena, you keep bringing back Brock, you keep bringing back people that have secured their names in the oracles of time. But you have to also remember, these people, you took the time to build them. They weren't built coming in, you built them. And so I just wish they would take that same energy and would be, because it's not that the people aren't there. Because see, I like, me and my wife and our crew, we were planning to go to SummerSlam. We were going to go to Vegas. Then they released the folks that they released. And Vegas got canceled. Because it was just like Alistair pissed me off. That set me to a that sent me on over the moon, because I was just like, after you had him in catering for 9 months.
Catering.
Okay, craft services, catering for 9 months.
Hashtag Titus O'Neil, Captain Crunch.
Oh my God. Wait, I wasn't ready for that. Wait a minute. Did he just say? Wow. Okay. So it's that type of show. Okay. So Titus O'Neil, Captain Crunch. Wow. So you've been eating Golden Grams for 9 months. You've been eating cereal. You've been eating cereal. I'm over it, bro. Wow. So this is what hold the box up. Hold the box back up. Hold the box up. So this is what they've been eating in catering. Okay. So Tommy End has been eating Golden Grams for 9 months. And then y'all finally do these promos and these vignettes. That live. You do these promos and these vignettes to bring that begins to bring folks back interested, because we've been waiting on them forever, because we pretty much was like, well, if you ain't gonna use them, then do like Peyton and release them. So, but you don't release them. You do these promos, make me feel like like my wife said, he the Undertaker's long lost son or something like that. The way these, which was gonna be, we was gonna go somewhere with this. He comes out, kicks the hell out of Big E, and contrary to what others said, I was here for that.
I was here for that time too.
I was here for what that could have been, and then the next week, Braun Strowman, and then Brian out here doing promo commercials first to get back on this tour. Nevertheless, so you do all of that, and then you don't develop anybody.
Samoa Joe is the one, like, I have so much respect for Samoa Joe because he's a trailblazer. I mean, he's a trailblazer in the business.
Yes.
Like, he was not even supposed to be that huge, but that night with him and Adam Cole,
yes,
just set the whole shit off.
Yeah.
But the thing is, Samoa Joe was known to be very opinionated.
Yeah, he on that microphone, he's everything.
Exactly. But I think when the camera is off, he's a Booker T. He's all about that money. Because there's no motherfucking way that you're going to allow me to be on commentary and then fire me and then rehire me to only put me in the NXT.
Well, see, here's my question. Well, I personally, I'm all right with him being in NXT, but my question would be,
me too. But I think that whole firing was bogus as fuck.
I don't think they fired him. I think even though that was listed, I don't think they fired. Well, they did, but Paul Levesque made a decision, a good one, and said, I just wish he would like. I wish that him, Sean, Regal, whatever. I wish, even though it's him, but you know what I mean. I wish that everybody in it, like I wish that they were dogmatic about all of their people in NXT, because when I look at Ricochet and when I look at what happened with Aleister Black, and when I look at, I look at how Vince, I've said this before within my crew, and I'll say it on here. Paul and Stephanie and Shane or whatever, they're going to have to do to Vince what Vince did to his father,
which is
boot him out.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That's literally how Vince got it from his father, is that they booted him out, and they have to, because see, the one thing that we can go back and forth and say all these different things about Vince McMahon. One thing that we know about the man, he know money. He knows TV. But then also but he's out of touch. He's out of touch.
Exactly. That's the whole thing. And it's killing his business.
It is.
Because, like, number one, I grew up on the WWE.
Absolutely.
I was faithful to the WWE. Anything that motherfuckers will say about the WWE, I'm like, nigga, what? Let's box outside. That is how I was. But then when I started to see that Vince McMahon was really all about his money, He was like, they were just like, no. You know what? I can't even say that. It was all about his wife's campaign for the PG shit. You know what I'm saying? If we really want to get technical about it,
it's not even technical. It's not even technical. It's the truth. It was her. It was because people do their best to try to quote unquote dog or dismiss or diminish the Attitude Era, because the argument is that the Attitude Era is held in this high regard, but you have those naysayers that'll be like this, but it was really trash TV. However, you have to deal with the fact, here's the truth. WCW was beating the hell out of WWF.
That's fuck. Yeah.
They were wearing them out because people were no longer interested in Duke the Dumpster Drosy or Dwight the Clown. They wanted something real. And even though Hogan is trash, when he turned, that was real. It was it was how it happened, because I am a firm believer to this day that if it had been Sting, it would have never worked. It would not have worked to the magnitude of what it did. Now, in saying that, with WCW wearing them out, and you're starting to see the changes within Shawn and even Brett, even though he was resistant at first because he was kind of stuck. But, you know, as time went on, he went with how he needed to go. And even though before Montreal, this man will forever be remembered as he is the first and only person to have Canada, all the international countries love him, and the United States hate him at the same time. He's the only person that literally, as far as a character is concerned, it's monumental. And yeah, you could somewhat argue and say that Brett kind of revealed the Mr. McMahon character before him and Stone Cold went full-fledged in there, only because Brett and Vince was getting into it on the show. But you have Brett turning, Austin rising, Shawn. I mean, you know, we love him. I mean, not that I didn't love him then, but to know his attitude then versus who he is now, it's two totally different people.
Yes.
And it says something when everyone can say that he was not the guy that they rock with because of his attitude. You know what I'm saying? Now, of course, now, saved, he humble, you know, he could admit I respect him because he's admitted that he was a horrible guy.
And you know what? And to shout out to Wilkins from the Jobber Tears podcast.
Yeah.
The one thing about Shawn Michaels, the reason why the way he looks right now is karma. You know, he's not really much of a sexy boy anymore. You know, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, he's like a one-eyed troll now. I mean, I don't
want to talk to you no more. I don't.
What's wrong?
I don't
want to talk to me no more?
Wait.
Oh, I'm sorry. Why you don't want to talk to me no more? What's going on? I said that he looks like a fucking Pokemon. I mean, like for real.
He said a one-eyed troll. Where is the help? Help.
There's no help over here. There's no help. This ain't no help over here. Ain't no damn help over here. You better call 911. That motherfucker about to faint. But I'm just saying, like that, either the eye is about to faint or that the hair is already gone. But that's either here or there. Continue though. I'm sorry, I had a heal moment.
It's clearly no, but no, Shawn. I mean, you know, Shawn is he's accepted to feel the consequences of a lot of his actions, and he's righted a lot of his wrongs. And there's, you know, just because
he made his money, now he wants to be saved.
Well, I can't say that. I can
really say that because Shawn did some things. You know, Nappy Boy. Shout out to Nappy Boy because right now he's in this room right now. Now he loved to be on Shawn Michaels. I told him he moist. The thing about it is with him is that Shawn Michaels is probably the greatest performer of all time. Can't dispute that. But at the same time, this is the same motherfucker that tried to derail The Rock because he didn't want nobody to steal his shine. You know what I'm saying? Him and Triple H. Triple H.
But Paul couldn't. But he a
pussy. He a pussy.
He is. But the thing is, Triple H couldn't derail it. Shawn, It takes Jim Cornette to talk about Sean. It takes Jim Cornette to talk about it because Sean, he always talks about, and which we know to be true, is that if Sean didn't get his way, he would throw a fit. But the thing that I've studied and known and watched over the years back then, and not so much now, but back then, is that just like Triple H or just like Sean, Triple H, they were very choosy. They only tried people that they thought that they could see. Once Brett was gone, if we gonna call a spade, let's call it what it is. Once they got Brett out of there, because the truth was they couldn't get rid of him. They couldn't get rid of him. Brett didn't want to go, and you know, for people that always want to talk about how bitter Brett is, it's like, look, it's not so much as he bitter. If all y'all gonna do is keep asking the man about Montreal, that's a part. You know, outside of his awesome legacy as one of the greatest in-ring technicians that we've ever seen. You can't. Folks will try to dispute it all they want to. They had the argument. Somebody came out after Brett's biography came out, and they was like, Brett was boring in the ring. He was never boring in the ring.
And then on top of that, I hate when they say this because you make a really good point.
Yeah,
Bret Hart was a draw. Like he drew motherfuckers. Like you can't sit here and say that he did not draw motherfuckers because he drew me.
And can we be real? Let's be all the way real. Yes, niggas love Bret the Hitman Hart.
Hell yeah.
Like black people, like Bret could come to the cookout. Because niggas was all right with the pink and black attack. That wasn't because, you know, Bret was a draw. When Jake the Snake with his old, when Jake said that Bret and Sean were the worst draws, I said, why are y'all listening to somebody that they never put a belt on? Why are y'all listening to someone that while Jake had the people, he never had a belt, which means they didn't trust you to carry the company. Bret worked his way up the honest way. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not listening to anybody. Jake the Snake says, this is the same man. Jake the Snake is the same man that while he said Bret and Sean did not have any type of power or did not have any type of selling power, that said Macho Man Randy Savage was overrated. How? How? Because the truth be told, Randy Savage was over more than Hulk Hogan, which is why Hogan brought his tail back when Savage was winning the belt in 89 or 88 rather at WrestleMania 4 because Hogan didn't want nobody to take his shine. You went to go do movies. Vince needed somebody to be the guy. Randy Savage had the people. That's why when it's like when the conversation about Bret, I know we just ran it, which is why I like this. But when you have the conversation when people have the conversation about Bret, I get pissed off because they'll say Bret was boring. Where? Don't confuse being straightforward as being boring. Because Bret would get on that microphone and he would say what he was gonna do
and cut a fucking legendary promo.
He can cut. Listen.
The one thing about Bret is, I think the difference between Bret and the rest of them, Bret had heart.
He did.
Bret came I can't say that Bret was boring.
He was never boring.
Very entertaining.
Just because
Bret,
you did,
said that he said he is the excellence of execution,
and he was.
Come on now,
that
is an epic fucking line. Dude.
When Gorilla Monsoon coined him as the excellence execution, the nigga did a backbreaker in the ring, and Gorilla was like, "Oh, look at the execution on that backbreaker." And I was sitting there like this, like Bret was clean in the ring. He got busy in the ring.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And if anything, whoever was in the ring with him, he either made you better or he made you work.
Hashtag Stone Cold Steve Austin. You better come through.
I mean, Steve says to this day at that WrestleMania 13, literally, it catapulted. It's the first time in any match ever in WWE where you had a double face turn. It's never happened. And watch this. And it's never happened again.
Exactly.
It was the one time Bret came in a face, he left a heel. Stone Cold came in a heel, he left a face. You know what I'm saying? So, but for people to always box Brett in to say he's a crybaby or he's bitter. And it's like this. What happened in 97 was horrible. It was horrible for a guy that, as we know, has said many times, he out of 365 days a year, he worked 330 of them. He never, he was a WWF guy. He was a WWF guy. You know what I'm saying? And he knew he didn't want to go to WCW because he knew that was going to be trash. But for people to say that Brett is bitter because of what happened in 97, well, you sit there and you give 15 years of your life to a company and to a man. And, do I think things could have been handled? I mean, we've heard Taker come out and say that he wished that Vince had to talk to him about it because he knew Brett would have dropped the belt to him. And what I don't like so much, I personally believe that Brett and Shawn are okay. They're okay. They really are all right. I believed when they had that Kumbaya moment on Raw 10 plus years ago, it was sincere. Just because Brett ain't crying like Shawn and all this other stuff didn't mean he didn't feel it. But I think that's where folks got things confused with Brett, because Brett would be so straight. He would be so straight. But like you said, he had heart. Yeah. And he was passionate about it, and he was committed to his character. If he was a baby face, he was a baby face. When he was a heel and he was hating America, he sold it. You know what I'm saying? But like when you look at that era and you look at the PG era, tying back to Vince's satisfying his wife because she wanted it to be PG, and it's like this, ma'am, listen.
Girl, bye.
I mean, because it's like, because it's like, look, like you have, like right now, we're in the pandemic era. If that's what they call it. They call it the pandemic era, and it is. And shout out to Drew McIntyre, because he did the best he could do in this era, and he did a great job. Contrary to what others may think, in my opinion, he did a great job. However, I know that Drew wanted the people there when he won. Hell, I wanted to be there. Me and my wife, we was in Houston at the Royal Rumble when Claymore Brock out of the ring and Houston went up, and I was sitting there like this. Now bring everybody Brock throughout back in, and let's start this whole thing over again. Like that didn't happen. You know what I'm saying? But I think that WWE is so like no matter what any other promotion says, and we can all talk about how WWE has been horrible and they've done all these different things. At the end of the day, WWE is still the end all be all. Still, it doesn't matter. They have their issues. They do. They have their issues, and until they get Vince out of that chair and they move on, because even with these releases, they was like, even if Triple H take over, he can't come back for this. It's not true. It's not true. You can come back from anything.
Oh yeah, I mean, because like the one thing about the WWE is WWE has that power. Yeah, it's like they can go ham at any moment and everybody will start flocking back. That's the type of power that the WWE has. But WWE has been in existence for the past 50 plus years.
Yeah, they have the power.
They have that.
But here's the problem. But here's where the respect gets blurry. It's because they know they have the power. And they know they have a fan base that's going to be committed. We watching regardless. We are. Of course. We're watching regardless. But here's where the respect for your viewers needs to come back in. Because just because we're committed doesn't mean you just get to throw anything in our faces.
Right.
You don't get to piss on me and tell me it's raining.
Exactly.
You don't get to present trash to me and call it a treasure. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I'll take like this Roman tribal chief thing. Now let me be clear. I ain't never called it no nigga tribal chief. Okay. The only chief that I'm acknowledging is my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Yes. Period. Point blank. And that's that on that. Okay. Yes. But I will say that this Samoan storyline, I have enjoyed it. Now we could talk about Roman, because the truth of the matter is this. Let me just say this. Roman can't wrestle. He cannot. Somebody don't like what I'm saying? I don't care. He cannot wrestle. When you look at the caliber of people that now I respect him because he's shining light on people that have not gotten chances. I appreciated the fact that they put Cesaro in it. Now, there ain't no way in the hell, let's be real, no way in the hell that Roman should have beat Cesaro. He cheated, as he should.
Because Cesaro is 10 times better than Roman Reigns.
Which is
I'm
why.
sorry, but some of y'all motherfuckers are not going to acknowledge that, and I get it because you are moist and you like to do that, but I get it. But at the same time, Cesaro is one of the most phenomenal, underrated, underutilized wrestlers in the fucking world right now, and that is unacceptable. I'm sorry.
It is.
It's unacceptable. I just feel that, WWE needs to do better. They need to do better.
No, they do. They need to. Vince needs to go, but they also because here's my thing. I think we've said this before. Me and my crew, my wife and our crew, we've said this. Instead of y'all firing the talent, fire creative.
But you know what? At the end, okay, I agree with you on that. But then also, it's another problem. I don't think it's more so creative. The more and more I look at this situation, creative could do like everything in their power to make the WWE scene better. But at the end of the day, it goes to Vince. Vince has the final say. I can't put everything on creative. I can't. Because the final person that had that say so is Vince McMahon. Well, Vince McMahon is the fucking cancer that they need to get rid of.
But he's a part of the creative, correct?
Correct. They need to get rid of him.
Fire the creative.
He is the CEO.
Fire the creative.
If you go,
because see, my thing is like, remember, I think it was a couple years ago when they announced that Bischoff was going to be creative for SmackDown and Heyman was going to be creative for Raw. I was happy because I was sitting there like this. I was like this. I said, "Oh." I said, now, wait a minute. I said, oh, Vince, now, wait. Now, you might have you didn't stepped into something that's right. Mm-hmm. But then when we found out that he had leashes on, and I'm sitting there like this, I said, Vince. But now, everybody that's tuned in, because I've had these conversations, I don't want to say argument because I'm not arguing with no thumb thug, but I've had these conversations with people in the wrestling community and all over, that if you it's like this. I watch AEW. It's a good time for wrestling, period. Okay. Yes. You have AEW, you have WWE, Impact is then got some new blood pumped into it or whatever. Ring of Honor. Okay. But it's just NWA Power. Even though I was upset with what happened with Jim Cornette, I was mad that he did. But my thing is this: that's Jim Cornette. I'm not approving it or disapproving it. It's Jim Cornette. Mm-hmm. So it's like, dude, he's always talked crazy. Mm-hmm. But nevertheless, as far as wrestling is concerned, it's a good time for wrestling fans. It's a good time for wrestling, and I get so overly frustrated with this continued battle of. Because it ain't even so much as the companies arguing. It's the fans that's making this, AEW killing WWE. Well, let's be clear, okay? Let's be statistically clear.
Yes.
Okay. When NXT was still on Wednesday, and let me clear this up for any AEW mark that watches this or will watch this. AEW did not run NXT off of Wednesdays. Let's clear this up. NBC, Peacock decided this is what they want to happen. So, but when it gets done talking, none of y'all got over 1 million views. None of y'all was getting over 1 million views.
That is true.
AEW marks are forever talking about some Will Jericho and all of them. They killed NXT. None of you all were getting 1 million views on Wednesday. None. And you have AEW, which is basically run like WCW, the Second Coming, you know what I'm saying, or the independent promotion. And I'm not hating because they have some good things that are going on. Their women's division is trash, but
I agree.
I love Swole, but at the end of the day, that's one person. Britt Baker. Anyway, you are with Adam Cole. Get that together.
You don't like Britt Baker?
She can talk.
You don't think she can wrestle?
No.
Really?
She's gotten well. Look like this. She's gotten better.
Yeah.
But
I would have her. I mean, like yes, you're right. She can talk.
She talk, that microphone. She got that. Like, yes, she has that.
But you know what? Like, people can improve over time.
They can, and that's why I said. But that's why I won't totally dismiss her. She has gotten better. You are with Adam Cole. I would pray that something's happening in there.
Right. You need to be in that gym every fucking day, bitch.
Period.
Real.
But that division as a whole, when AEW fans, here we go again. I ain't against nobody, but what I won't stand for is a lie. For folks to say that the AEW's women's division is killing WWE's women's division totally, that's a lie.
No, that's reaching.
That's
that right there.
Reaching.
That's reaching.
Because even on the main roster, AEW's women's division ain't killing none of them.
No.
We may not like the creative for the women, but y'all ain't killing them. That's not a thing. But does AEW got some great things going on? They do. Of course. But I'm not available for Tony Khan and them and Cody. I'm not here for Cody. I'm not.
Yeah, I'm not. And it's like Cody is really wearing on my nerves. Like it's just like, I don't know what his position. I mean, I know what his position is, and that's executive. But the thing is with Cody is that, as much as they try to say that they're elevating the talent,
no, you're not.
Put yourself over on talent that you try to develop, which is a problem that's going on in the WWE. Because you were saying that you were trying to do better in AEW, you're doing the same thing that the WWE is currently doing right now. so it's just
like Cody has no room to talk about anybody.
Can't talk about nobody.
You can't talk about anybody because you dog Triple H, but you're worse than him. Because at least Triple H only came out when folks called him out. He didn't just insert himself in. He would be called out. Whether we deal with creative or not, it doesn't matter. As far as how it was presented, he only showed up when someone came for him.
Right.
Cody inserts himself in everything. Case in point, was that Revolution when they had the little ladder, the little Money in the Bank match for the little gold and Sonic of the Hedgehog ring that they
Yep. Hashtag Sonic.
That was the Sonic Hedgehog ring. I'm like this. Y'all are real
petty,
horrible. Like I was just like get like that. That's my thing with AEW. Get off of the nuts of WWE. Like when Cody did that, took the sledgehammer at the first year and smashed the throne that was, all our Triple H and all that stuff. Okay, I was with it. That's fine. 2 years later, stop. Stop. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, but case in point. Thank you. Scorpio won. Should have won. However, Cody shouldn't even have been in the match.
Yeah.
You shouldn't even been in the match. And another thing that I have a problem with Cody, and I know I'm gonna make somebody mad when I say this, but heels for life. Hashtag heels for life. Indeed. Hey Cody, just because you have a black wife, okay, does not authorize you to speak on behalf of black people. You do not get to speak as if you still don't have white skin. You do not get to speak as if your privilege is still not offered or available to you. I thank you that you've educated yourself. I thank you, which at the end of the day, you've always been around black people because your daddy was always around black folks. That ain't nothing new. But you don't get to speak for black people as if you are the face of the black community. No, at best, you a white boy that fell in love with a black woman and you married her, and now y'all have a beautiful baby, and you should be off, or just like how Moxley is off, but yet and still you won't stay away. But to speak in a manner as if you are the all-seeing eye in regards to how black people feel and what black people face. You want to know why I respect Bret the Hitman Hart? Because while Stephanie is his wife and she is black, even in that bio, that man did not even try to even act as if he could understand any or everything that woman has faced being black. They even alluded If you watch the bio, they even she alluded to how Brett's children did not necessarily welcome her originally. But Brett, being Brett, because Brett always been with the hood. He always been with the blacks. But he has never taken his position. He uses his platform to inform and educate, but he's never taken his position as a husband of a black. He's the husband to a black wife. He's never used that as a weapon to try to speak on behalf of the black community. He's a white man who knows where he comes from, who knows what he understands, and knows what he likes, loves, and what he doesn't. And he uses his platform responsibly. I don't respect Cody Rose for trying to speak on behalf of black people just because you got a black wife. It don't work like that. Which is finna make me segue over, because we talked about this. Speaking of black people that we want to give away, Booker T. I figure, let me get this. Don't choke, bro. Don't choke. Don't.
Trying not to.
But let me just get this off. That way I ain't got to do this no more. Booker T is the problem. I have said this before. I've said it again. Booker T is at best a house Negro, at best, that has forgotten when he called Hulk Hogan a nigga on WCW.
Ooh.
And act like we didn't forget it. And they still ain't cut that. Even Peacock didn't cut that out.
Yeah, they didn't cut that shit out.
But he is, I've said that I believe that he has a problem with women, not just black women. He has a problem with women wrestlers, period. But specifically black women. I watched this man dog Sasha Banks. I watched him blatantly disrespect Naomi and say, well, if you want, because when the hashtag went around that Naomi deserves better, hashtag bring that back because she still does deserve better. But when that happened, and then he said, well, if you want better, you got to earn better.
By what? Sucking up? By being a house nigga? I'm sorry, that doesn't work in my book.
And listen, Naomi has a fan base that will forever stand for her. And we don't ever have to listen. She is our sister. We love her. You know what I'm saying? The Glow crew, you know what I'm saying? We down for it, but what we won't be down for is the misuse and mistreatment of her. And one thing she ain't gonna never do, because see, at the end of the day, Naomi is WWE homebred. She wasn't at no other promotions. And
the problem is that Booker T forgot to be a nigga. He forgot how to be the nigga. That's the problem. As soon as he got that damn money, everything else was out that damn window. So you might as well talk about that damn documentary was out the fucking window. Because the thing is, I had a talk with his brother, Stevie Ray. Stevie Ray is one of the most down-to-earth people I've ever met in my life.
He's a good dude.
He's a very good dude.
Yeah.
And you can tell that he is very genuine on how he speaks.
Yes.
On the background, the trials and tribulations that he had been through. He is so fucking humble.
Yes. And honest.
Booker T, on the other hand, is not. He is not humble at all. Me and Stevie had a heart-to-heart talk about how he felt when Triple H did his brother. He said he was pissed, but at the same time, he said that's his brother. His brother, if that's how he feels, if that's how he wants to get his money, if that's how he wants to be treated in the business, that's on him.
Right.
But at the same time, Booker T cannot sit here, talk about Black History Month, but then when we talk about your blackness, you don't want to talk about that shit.
It's non-existent.
It's like it's foreign to him. You cannot treat your blackness as foreign. You can't do that. You was literally called a house nigga on TV. You was called a jigaboo on fucking TV. And your ass sat there and didn't do shit. Your payoff was being a clown ass nigga at WrestleMania 19. I cannot forgive you for that shit. And then you want to put niggas on blast on your fucking podcast. I can't deal with Booker T. I can't. Every time I turn around, he's saying some dumbass shit. He talk about some shucky ducky quack quack. You quacking for the fucking white man since you been in that fucking company. And that is why I don't respect Booker T on that aspect. I don't. As far as him being a trailblazer, I respect him. I will always respect him. I will always give him his respect on that aspect. I will. But I cannot sit here and have another nigga disrespecting our black queens and shit that's been going through the same struggles that he went through in the company. That's why I don't understand Booker T and some of the shit he be saying. Some of the shit he be saying just don't make no sense.
No, but see, but here's the thing. But when you drink the Kool-Aid, and the truth is that the women still have a harder struggle than he ever will.
Oh, for sure.
That he ever
because
will.
You gotta look a certain way. If you are blind, Vince ain't fucking with you.
Unless you're Charlotte. And that's a flare.
That's my point.
That's a flare.
And then on top of that, she got power. That's the part that I just
watch this power that she did not earn, and you did not earn it. That's why when Becky flipped, we know they still friends. It's fine, but when Becky flipped, because see the plan. Anybody that watched that match with Charlotte, Becky, and Carmella at SummerSlam 3 years ago. Mm-hmm. When Charlotte interjected herself in the match after she took a break because that fake boob was leaking and she needed to go get that repaired. Mm-hmm. When she interjected herself in that match, when Charlotte won, see, the plan was they wanted to turn Becky heel and make everybody hate her. The problem was, which is when the man was born, is that when Becky beat the brakes off of Charlotte, Brooklyn went up. Everybody was happy about it. The problem with Charlotte, and as we were just talking about it, tonight watching Raw because my wife is pissed and I ain't too happy about it either. Is that because they literally, because Sonya Deville, I like Sonya. I don't like what they're having her do or what she's willingly doing, because I won't just put that on them, because you still got it. You got a mouth and you can say no. I mean, at the end of the day, I know you got bills and all that other stuff, but but your integrity can never be in question. Exactly. It can never be in question. If anything causes your integrity to be in question, it's a no. Period. Point blank. Bills be damned. I don't care. But nevertheless, when they announced tonight on Raw, which is why when I text you, I was like, "You ready?" Because I done got pissed off. Is that they announced for Money in the Bank? Sonya says, and not verbatim, Charlotte, if that's your way of asking for a rematch against Rhea Ripley, well, it's settled. It'll be Rhea versus Charlotte at Money in the Bank for the Raw Women's Championship. Here is my problem when it comes to Charlotte. Even though last night. I love Rhea Ripley. I do. And I hate what they're doing to her, because for you to have talked all that yin yang, all of it, it's like they got in the contract that you just can't beat Charlotte. They act as if Charlotte is just unbeatable. And I'm sitting there like this, like can't nobody beat her but the other four horsewomen. And I have a problem with that, because the thing is, it's like, okay, remember when it was Becky, Ronda, and Charlotte, and they were taking the publicity rounds promoting WrestleMania, and Charlotte got mad because Becky was acknowledged as the Raw Women's Champion and the man. Ronda Rousey, baddest woman on the planet. What was Charlotte Flair called? Ric Flair's daughter. And you can't get mad off of that, though. Wait, because when she was just on Raw Talk, I'm gonna say about under a month ago, R-Truth told her. He said, and R-Truth, truth is truth. I love Truth. Anyway, he has his moments, but it is what it is. But Truth told her, he said, accept it. Accept it. You are Ric Flair's daughter. Ride the wave. Now, here's the problem. She was riding the wave. Now, see, here's my thing. Because folks don't remember, when Charlotte was first wrestling in NXT, her last name was not Flair. Her name was just simply Charlotte. And wasn't nobody paying attention to her until she had that match with Natty, and Brett came for Natty, and her daddy came for her. And it was like, Charlotte interjects herself in a situation There was a time when Charlotte actually used to be good at wrestling. She is sloppy now. She is sloppy. You know what I'm saying? She talking in matches and everybody can see her. You know what I'm saying? Is that, you know, Charlotte has power that she did not earn. Contrary to popular belief, her daddy earned his power. He did. You don't have to, you don't have to, was Ric Flair one of the greatest in the ring, wrestling wise? Nah. But he could talk and he could sell. And he respected the game. Oh, Ric Flair, listen, Ric Flair could sell anything. Even as he got older, it was like, you know, and he knew time was winding up. He could sell anything. You know what I'm saying? Because he has a love for the business. Charlotte, I ain't gonna say she ain't got a love for the business, but let's be clear.
She's privileged.
She is, because here's the thing. If y'all brother hadn't killed himself, if Reed had not killed himself, see, I'm gonna say what folks have thought, but ain't gonna say it. But this is the truth, because the truth of the matter is Charlotte wasn't wrestling. It was Reed. He wanted it. But if he hadn't killed himself, she wouldn't even have got involved at all. You couldn't count on the oldest son because he was in and out of WCW. That wasn't no big deal.
So let me ask you this: do you think that Charlotte in some aspects, she don't respect the game? She respects the game because she's a Flair. Is that what you're saying? No, I believe she loves wrestling. It's all in this case. In truth be told, it is all she knows. That's all she's ever seen. Even though her daddy wasn't necessarily always there, it's always been around her. I believe she respects the game. I think she respects her privilege more. Her white privilege or her privilege as a Flair?
I'll say her privilege as a Flair because let me say this. I don't know. I know enough about Charlotte, but I ain't gonna say I know enough about Charlotte in regards to, because see, I can say that about any white person as far as their white privilege is concerned, because they automatically have that. But all white
that's fair.
People, you know what I'm saying? But all white people don't abuse the privilege. They get it automatically, right? Mm-hmm. They get it automatically. You're white, you have the skin, you get it automatically. It doesn't mean that you adhere to it or you use it. That's not, and I'm not going to say that she uses that white privilege in regards to that. Sure. She uses her privilege as a Flair. Oh, 100%. Mm-hmm. Her name causes her. There is no reason why Charlotte Flair should have beat Rhea Ripley last year at WrestleMania for the NXT Championship. What good did that do for her? Right. That she got to walk around NXT and. Mm-hmm. It did nothing. To me, pointless. It was a step backwards for her, and it destroyed Rhea Ripley. Any type of for real momentum that we had with her, because Rhea Ripley's good, but any type of real fire and flame that we had with her, Charlotte destroyed it. It's just like when like Asuka. It was a Yeah, me and you were thinking the same thing. Because she destroyed Asuka. It literally burns me up. The fact that Becky felt like she had to go out of her way to make Asuka be a monster because she said, not Rebecca Quinn, let me call her government name. Rebecca Quinn said when they were still doing WWE, that show All Access or whatever, on a Backstage Pass. Thank you. There it is. When Renee and there was she said when Asuka did WrestleMania, she got the bad end, she got the bad end of the stick, she got the bad deal. And I was sitting there like this. I said, now that's your best friend that you're talking about, because your best friend was the one that did it. But see, the truth of the matter is, and everybody knew this, for all that hype and for Asuka to be dominant in NXT, you left NXT undefeated. You had to relinquish the belt because nobody could beat you. You left NXT, and then you got over in WWE and was still undefeated. You were the first woman to win the Women's Royal Rumble, and got to Mania and lost to someone who literally the following Tuesday lost her belt to Carmella. I'm done. I'm done. Watch this.
I'm so over it.
No shade, but it's the truth. It was such a disservice to the dominance of Asuka just like Shinsuke Nakamura. Because let's call it what it is. That year was the Asians' year to win the Royal Rumble. They won. Okay? Asuka won the women's. Shinsuke won the men. Now let's be clear. AJ and Shinsuke done fought numerous of times, New Japan, all that other stuff. Right. It was a disservice to Shinsuke to have all of this energy from overseas, New Japan, NXT, to come over here, win the Rumble, only to lose to AJ, for AJ 6 to 7 months later to lose the belt to Daniel Bryan. And we were there. We were here. It was in St. Louis when SmackDown was here, when Daniel Bryan turned. We were there. And we were here for it. My sister Simone, she on the live right there. She would tell she was definitely here. Simone. She was here for fickle Daniel Bryan. I was here for it too. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying all that to say is that when it comes to people's privilege, I'm not saying AJ had that privilege. I'm not saying that because AJ will take a L. That ain't. He'd have been in. He'll take a L. He'll take an L for the greater good. Charlotte, it literally did no good for her to beat Asuka, only to lose the belt to Carmella 2 nights later.
Right.
That literally destroyed any of that. There was no point, and there was no need for Charlotte to beat Asuka. You're Charlotte. You know what I'm saying? So that's where my frustration with WWE comes into play, is because they pick and choose. You know, say like at the end of, just like when Nia and Charlotte had got into it last year, and then Ric Flair comes out and said, Nia, when Charlotte gets well, your daddy is coming out here and just basically put his seal of approval of, that's my daughter. And when she get back, she can come back to any situation she want to come back to. And she does. And that's a problem. There's no reason why you be gone for 3. Like I'm so ready for Rebecca to come back. I am so ready for Becky to come on and come back. But see, my problem is that y'all gonna bring her back at SummerSlam. And for those of y'all that don't believe me, just watch. She's coming back. She won't be back. She wouldn't come back to a smaller show. She's coming back to one of the big 4. It has to be the big 4. It ain't Royal Rumble. It ain't Mania. It could have been Mania, but she was there. But no, it's gonna be SummerSlam. Makes sense. Why wouldn't you come back to the event where the man was created? That's where it was born. That's fine. But here's the thing. When she comes back, what is she coming back to?
Nothing.
Asuka's
She's really coming back to nothing.
Right. Asuka's not the champ anymore.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They finna screw Rhea so bad, because if Charlotte beats Rhea at Money in the Bank, all hope is lost.
But you know what? The whole thing with Charlotte and them 11-time, 11 reigns. 13. Is it?
That's what they say.
Yeah, because it's been an agenda from day one with her.
Sure.
It's been and I think she's doing a disservice to the women's division. You know, it's bad enough that they bring the pink Cadillac back from obscurity. You know, saying Eva Marie. You know, I don't even know why the fuck they brought that bitch back. I don't know why.
Oh, you sound like my sister. I promise you, because when I tell you, she has been on a rant for like 2 weeks straight.
Because I'm saying, like, the thing about it is, every nigga that I have spoke with about her, it's the thing about, they talk about give her a chance. You talk about you want to give her pussy a chance. That's what you're trying to do.
Tag me in.
But
tag me in quick. Tag me in.
Hold on. I'm tag you in a second. The thing about it is that I seen this bitch wrestle in Milwaukee. Okay, I see her wrestle right in front of me. This bitch cannot wrestle at all. She don't even have my skills. The only thing that she got for her is ass and titties and a cute face, and that is the only thing she has. Everything else is a throwaway. They bring this bitch back 5 years later, and I'm trying to figure out, like, why did you bring her back? Oh, because she can wrestle. She been sucking up Brian Kendrick, and I'm like, oh, okay. So she's fucking around with Brian Kendrick, allegedly or whatever. Okay, but why are you bringing her back? Like, she's not talented at all. Oh, well, she's supposed to elevate the women's division. Huh? What? When did she elevate anything? Oh, well, she been getting in the ring. So she's supposed to debut last week.
And did not. And then the good thing that came out of that was Piper from NXT UK. Piper is awesome.
And then they're fat shaming her to do
I really got to listen. Because tonight they were interviewing them, and bless his name, Kevin, bless his heart, he's a good guy. And he was like, hey, what's your because they started talking about her partner. Her name is Piper, period. And so she was like,
but who is Dewdrop though? Who is Dewdrop?
That is horrible. And then for them to for them to, she was sitting there talking about some, yes, her name is, and Piper was finna say, and then Piper looks at Eva, she said, my name is Piper. And she says, Dewdrop. I said, Dewdrop? Like, bro, I thought they were playing. I've seen them throw that name around for like the last couple of weeks or last week or something. And I'm sitting there like this. I said, no. I said,
that's like giving that's like literally, I don't mean to cut you off.
You fine.
But my whole thing is like, it's like you just gave a name to a Pokemon. I'm so serious.
And that girl can wrestle. She gets busy in NXT UK. And the fact that y'all are trying to fat shame her, just like how y'all did Keith Lee, and them jokers get down. Piper gets down. She gets busy. That's one of my wife's favorite wrestlers over in NXT UK. Nope. Stay off of it. I wish I hadn't said this. I wish I hadn't said Keith Lee. I wish I said his name because I'm so. But see, I'm gonna say one thing. But I'm so gonna say this though. Y'all better leave Mia Yim's fiance alone, because I'm telling y'all, the hood finna come up out of her, because I'm telling her she got clapback syndrome.
But hold look, okay, one of my friends actually knows her, like personally or whatever. The thing about this is like she can clap back like all day, but honey, what are you doing? You're not doing nothing. You can come online and you can do clapbacks all freaking day. I respect you for that, but at the same time, this is about your husband, not you. I mean, like you were in a what's that, retribution or whatever, and you got canceled like 3 days later. Like how Jesus like died and then rose back up. I mean, that's what happened to you. Look, I'm not throwing no shade on her, but I'm just saying, like, learn, like, know your position. Your position is his wife. Okay, we know that. You don't have to display that on Twitter. My whole thing is I'm trying to worry about what's going on with Keith Lee. You are pretty, I get it, but at the same time, you are a girlfriend that needs to shut your mouth. Like for now. But
my thing is that also to on the same token. But on the I'm not gonna say that you're wrong, but on the same side of it, with her, it until he is at liberty to talk, whether it be because they are Muslim or because he personally, I think he's sick.
I think he is too.
I think he's sick, and I think he has something. I think he might have gotten COVID, and then something else was attached to it, and it's just lingering with him. I think he's sick. But until he is at liberty. Because I understood her position on that one particular tweet when she was like, "It's not in your bid." Because people do get out of pocket. They do.
Oh yeah, they
get out of pocket. It's like this, I'm saying. Now, I ain't saying every time that you need to clap back, but that particular tweet, what that person said, they were out of line. You know what I'm saying?
What did they say?
What she was saying, the dude that was saying was like, basically, we're not talking about your lackluster career. We're talking about Keith Lee, and we have a right to know what is going on. And I'm like this: you poked that bird, you asked for that one.
Then, with that being said, she had the right. She
had the right on that one, because it's like
right, yeah.
Because some of these fans do get out of pocket.
Now, I'm sorry. Like, if Me Young ever hear this, I didn't mean to disrespect you.
But no, I wouldn't even have took it as that. You were right in what you were saying. I understand, and I even think she would understand. But I think when you have people that talk like that fan was talking to her,
yes,
and it's like this. Whoa, hold on, bro. Like, listen, you know she a wrestler for real, right?
Right. Like she'll fuck you up.
She will. Like, you know, that thumb thugging will get your fingers broke. Like, let's not do that. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be walking around, you know what I'm saying, nuts. You know what I'm saying? Like some of these people, no, for real, some of these people they be asking for it, you know what I'm saying? But I think and I'll leave that with Keith because I wish I hadn't said his name because I get so sad about it because he had such a wave, and even if Lord said the same, if he's able to come back, he'll still have the wave. I wish they hadn't pulled him up for NXT because he should have stayed there and been the double champion. And then to lose to Karrion Kross,
I didn't really understand that whole like series. Like you lose to Karrion Kross, then you go to the main event. Vince McMahon don't like your titties, so now you got to have a brawl, and now a man brawl, not a brawl. But
I didn't say nothing wrong with the first statement you said. I left it at there because my thing about it is this: we liked him the way he was in NXT.
Hell yeah, I loved him. It's just like his dick print was just never mind.
I don't need all that, but
okay, all right, fine. But anyway, the whole thing with me, Keith Lee did not need to be changed. His character didn't need to be changed. His appearance didn't need to be changed, and especially
his music
did not need to be changed at all. Like, it is so fucking generic. Like, what the fuck is this shit? Like, and I was like, all of that right there, all of that was Vince McMahon. All of that shit was Vince McMahon. That
was all him. And I'm just like, but I'm looking at Triple H like this, but how would you let them do this to one of your kids? Because that's when I look at the NXT, like I look at Adam Cole, I look at Ciampa, I look at Johnny, I looked at Velveteen, I looked at all of them. Them was your kids.
Oh, don't talk about that. Don't talk about that child molester.
You have no proof of that, so.
You know, how in the fuck that dick pic got out there?
You have no proof of that.
Well, obviously. Oh, okay. You can continue.
That's what I'm saying. We'll fire Velveteen, but Austin Theory's still walking around here.
Oh,
that's why I said. And Wesley Blake came out and said that he was like this. Look, until you actually got some for real. And Nia Jax, because Nia Jax was one of the main reasons why this investigation kept going. Because when Triple H said that they investigated and they found nothing, she took to Twitter. Don't make me don't worry about it. When we offer and I get it next to like tomorrow or whatever, I'll send it to you. She went to Twitter and said he definitely did it. She did.
What?
Yeah.
I did not know that. Wow, really?
Yeah.
I can't stand that bitch anyway.
You know what I'm saying? She does, but my thing about it is this: is that you know what I'm saying? And folks will really feel people have their own thoughts and opinions. But my thing is this.
And speculations. I'm just like, do you have any proof?
No, and doesn't. And that's what I'm saying. But nobody does. And that's the thing. But anytime it comes to a black man, it's not up for debate. But again, but again, I'll say
that to the people that's in the back.
Anytime that it's a black man, because they were not. I believe this wholeheartedly. Triple H was not going to get rid of Velveteen. He liked Velveteen.
Yeah,
he did. And Velveteen was cold in that ring. And Velveteen did everything he could, and he proved Hulk Hogan wrong. I don't even care what that nigga say. He proved Hulk Hogan wrong because Hogan said it's tough enough trial and he had no character and he wasn't good. This is the man whose move is literally a boot and a leg drop.
And a crossroads.
And a crossroad. And you racist bum, said that a black man had no character and had no ability and wouldn't make it. And Velveteen had the people. It took him forever to get a belt, but it didn't matter because he had the people. And because
But you know what? The whole thing with Velveteen Dream, I think that whole thing was, he was a jobber. Like, if you really want to like look at his loss,
he was a journeyman. He was a
good one though.
But he's a good. But he won when he needed to win because The truth of the matter is, because when he was in MLW with Leo, they got busy. Velveteen could get busy in the ring. And while one of his best performances, which was in a losing effort, was his match against Aleister Black, which really propelled Aleister Black. It gave him personality to the people.
It did.
Because by the time he actually said Velveteen's name at the end, listen, like him or not, he made people work in the ring.
He really did.
He made them work.
For somebody that only has like what I think maybe 5 years, 6 years in the business, he
made people work.
Yes.
He was very well versed in the ring. Even Ciampa, when he should have won against Ciampa for the NXT Championship, he made Ciampa's old tail work. He made him work. So when it comes to his personal life, we can agree, disagree. But the one thing that is not debatable is that when it's a black man, or a black man or a black woman, ain't no second chance or whatever, or it ain't up for debate. Oh, he did it. But Austin Theory had the same thing going on.
But you know what though? Like I have talked to like Shane Taylor from Ring of Honor, like Stevie Ray, and some of the guys that's from, in the indie scene. I always have asked them this question: why it seems like black folks are being treated like second-class citizens? Not even second-class citizens, because second-class citizens at least have some type of respect. It's like black people have to like struggle. We have to do the Booker T's. We have to suck dick. We have to get on our knees. We have to be on the fucking porch and wait our turn. Like, hold on, wait a minute. Why my white counterparts can just come right through the door, have this card talk about, hey, I got my white privilege right here, and then black people they gotta come with the identification card
and do a whole song and dance.
Exactly. That's some bullshit. Like that really bothers me.
It's bothersome, and there's still so much work that needs to be done. And the fact that you can count on one hand all the black men that have won the World Wrestling WWE Championship, one hand, something that Booker T never won. Never. That somebody would argue. He was world champion. Yes, he was the world champion of the belt that he brought over from he was the world champion of the belt that he brought over from WCW.
And then they try, and then the crazy thing is, this is what I hate about fans. Fans try so fucking hard to turn something that is just not in reality.
Right.
Like, as well as I do, that man was not a WWE champion. He was a world champion. That does not, he talking about, WWE World Heavyweight Champion.
No,
that is not the WWE Championship.
No.
Do not try to mix apples and oranges.
You cannot.
That's not going to fucking work.
It didn't happen. It didn't happen.
It did not.
Yeah, I can name them. The Rock, Kofi Kingston, Bobby Lashley.
But the thing about it is with Rock uses his blackness as his privilege. That's the only problem that I have with him. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody talk about he's black and all this shit. Okay, we can talk about the same thing about Roman Reigns. Why everybody not saying that Roman Reigns is black? In my eyes, Rock is black when he is being called out. That's the only time he's black in my eyes. And that shouldn't even be.
I can respect that and see that point because see, they'll say when you look at, we go through WWF championships. I literally just named the three black people, the three black men that have won the WWF championship. Rock being the only one of the three that I named to have held the WWF title when they were still F and now E. And it's like, okay, so you got The Rock, you got Kofi, you have Bobby. That in itself. Now, listen, they'll give us the Intercontinental United States Championship and the Tag Team
Of
Championship.
course.
They'll give us that all day.
Of course. Because it's not the face of the WWE.
But watch this. But in recent years, they have been. Because see, when you put the WWE or the Universal Championship on a part-timer like Goldberg and Brock Lesnar. Remember when Brock was the champion and the only belt that we ever saw at every pay-per-view was the Intercontinental? First of all, let's be clear for all you wrestling fans out there, y'all know the Intercontinental Championship is the workhorse title.
Indeed.
Always has been.
If you do not know your history, you need to go back on the cock and you need to go and look at some of these matches, you know what I'm saying, for the Intercontinental Championship.
The Intercontinental Championship belt has always been, it's my favorite belt. It's the belt that my wife got me for Christmas at the white strap, Mr. Perfect.
Yeah, I got that one in my room.
Let me tell you something, like that. That's the best one. That's how, because see, when Mr. Perfect had that belt, I'm like, that's class. Okay, you just can't. Everybody just can't be walking around here with this white strap. Okay, this thing means something. But the Intercontinental Championship belt to this day has been fought over in some of the greatest matches ever. You got Savage and Steamboat, Razor and Shawn ladder match, Bret and Perfect, period. Bret and Piper, Bret and Bulldog. I'm still naming Bret.
Because Bret
he would be in there.
Was working hard when he was Intercontinental champion.
You know what I'm saying? Like he was in there. You know what I'm saying? Jericho, Cody.
Oh, Jericho.
Oh,
yes.
but you know what? For them to always talk about Cody and the IC belt. Man, forget all that.
Because he brought the fucking belt back.
But Goldust brought something different type of flavor to the IC belt.
Yes, it was sexy.
Oh, okay, you have that. You can have that. But listen. But that's what I'm saying. You have some Owen Hart. You have some of the greatest wrestlers, past, present, maybe future. But the IC belt to me is more prestigious because it is the workhorse's belt. It is for the person that can work. You know what I'm saying? I look at when Brock would have the Universal Championship or the WWE Championship, I'm like, y'all to put the belt on somebody that don't even want to be here.
It's all about money.
It's all about money.
Yes,
y'all cut the check and he gonna show up as one of the four. That's it. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And people only deal with Brock because they love Paul Heyman. You know what I'm saying? I look at the issues even in AEW. I'm like, okay, y'all gave Miro Rusev, who I love, the TNT Championship, which is basically the equivalent of the United States Championship that he held
indeed
in WWE. And it's like this. Y'all are just destined to try to make him just be a mid-card wrestler. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so with that being said, let me
Yes,
ask you this. Do you think that he's not going to hit that glass ceiling?
I don't know. I don't know, because I felt like when he was in WWE, especially when he was feuding with Cena, I felt like he should have won. I felt like Cena was already established.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's why I can respect AJ, because AJ is not afraid to take an L for the bettering, because AJ Styles is just that, AJ Styles. There's nothing more that he needs to do to establish himself in the oracles of time. He's established. Just like Randy. Randy Orton does not have to. If Randy don't win another match, he's Randy Orton. He's labored enough they've earned that right. And so that's why I can respect it. But it's people like John Cena, because I don't care that you want to come out now and admit that you were wrong or how you handled and did things. You knew you were wrong then. You know what I'm saying? The fact that you got people fired. Like, don't act like we ain't forgot about what happened with how you and Randy basically got rid of Mr. Kennedy. Let's not act like we don't remember.
Yeah, and the thing about it is with John Cena is very sneaky.
Ooh.
Him and Randy is very sneaky.
Well, see, let me take that back. Randy wasn't sneaky. Randy was up front with his mess. Cena was sneaky.
Yeah,
see, Cena will throw rocks and hide his hand.
He remind me of LeBron James. You don't get your way, he gonna sneak and try to screw you.
He'll
Dead
find
ass.
you know what I'm saying, he'll find a way. It's just that I think that, you know, like you don't get a pat on your back because now you want to admit that you were a a-hole and that you didn't treat people right. It's like this, nah, bro. Like these things are in history now. You know what I'm saying? Of championships that you won. You know, you pulled a Hulk Hogan.
Indeed, he did.
You pulled a Hulk Hogan. You didn't, you know, if Hogan didn't get his way, you know what I'm saying, he threw a fit or come out dressed in his regular clothes and lay down on the ground and tell them to count it up because he wanted to pull that extra contract clause where he can call his matches, which, you know, to the point of when I found out about Andrade going to AEW and how he has creative control. Sir, you can't even speak English. You need 100% creative control, but you know you ain't that good in all your matches.
It's disputable. I will say that.
Good. He's good, but to have 100% creative control.
I think AEW got desperate by pulling him. You know, and that also kind of
because he's fighting Kenny already for that AAA belt.
And that's true too. But at the same time, it doesn't really help AEW's case when they're hiring another WWE superstar, WWE superstar.
You said it, not I. Because see, when I said it, and they was like this. Oh, here we go, another AEW hater. No, it's called WCW: The Second Coming.
Not at all, because like, you know what? At the same time, like, I love AEW. I love AEW, but this is nothing but straight facts. This is a conversation that does not need any, like, you know, transparency or, you know, talk about, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? So
the truth is the truth.
Right. The truth is the truth. Whether you're an AEW fan or a WWE fan, I mean, it is what it is.
Like, but, y'all hiring all WWE releases.
I mean, that's what's been going on.
And if you're not hiring them, you're seeking them.
I mean, look at Mark Henry. Mark Henry came out of nowhere.
Time out. Because listen, you know, we gonna wrap. But this is good. We'll definitely do this again. We're gonna wrap it up. But definitely. But that one, when I say no respect for him, none. You left
we already talked about that. We already talked about Mark Henry.
Did. But see, because you left WWE to go to AEW to do the exact same thing you was doing there. You are at AEW as a coach and as a talent scout.
But the thing about this, I don't understand why.
Because he wanted to get back in the ring and wrestle, and Vince was like, "No."
Oh, that's what that's all about.
But here's the truth. Just like Big Show, because you signed a contract with AEW to where you're signed as talent, not just as a commentator. You signed as talent because you want the option to be able to get to wrestle with them knock knees. With them knock knees and can't walk straight. Like, no. And Mark, let's not do this like you was just so uberly great in the ring. And I know somebody else say something like, now you was just talking about black. I'm like, hey, I'm not disregarding the brother. He was trash in the ring.
Let me know before y'all, like, you know, talk about, well, we'll just talk about black people. Yes, we were talking about black excellence. But at the same time, please let me know. Give me 5 matches that Mark Henry was good in. I'll wait.
When he...
Exactly. So you can't say shit. So shut the fuck up. Don't say nothing.
Because Mabel / Viscera was better than Mark Henry. And he was he was hurting people in the ring.
Because I mean, shit. If somebody up there, look, yes, rest in peace, Mabel. But if someone up there walking like, you know, he's the earth and he's bloated, I mean, shit, you'll be hurt too.
I don't want. Okay, this has been fun. I'm not gonna deal with this. But what I will say is that to no end, you cannot. Like, WWE has its problems. They do. AEW, they have one main problem right now. And that is being hell bent of trying to stick it to WWE. That's not going to help y'all beat them. I just want y'all to know it's not, because if you're going in with the mindset of we're doing this to try to beat WWE, you can close your doors like WCW did, because you're not going to beat them. You're not going to beat them, because leave it to Ric. When Ric Flair left WCW in '91 and tried to get Sting to come over, he said he was like this. He said, I love NWA and I'm WCW. I was WCW forever. But the WWFE is the main stage. There is no show that AEW will ever put on that will ever be acknowledged as the grandest stage of them all. There's no show that they'll put on. And they have put on excellent pay-per-views. They have.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
They have. But there is no show. It will take y'all 50 to 60 years. And I don't really see y'all being lasting like that on the path that y'all are on. If they would get off of trying to stick it to WWE, because you best believe they doing everything in their power after their 90 days is up to try to get Aleister Black. Trust, they are. But see, me, in my personal opinion, Aleister should just go to New Japan.
Yeah, that's true.
Just go to New Japan. So because everybody that leaves WWE don't need to go to AEW, because their roster's already too stacked.
Yes, and you know what? My co-host was talking about that AEW is way too stacked.
They got too many people.
But yeah, TB2, thank you so much for coming on here.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, this has been an awesome podcast. So we're gonna have a part 2. We're gonna talk some more, whatever.
We'll talk about the white people next time.
Oh my God! So y'all, that's TB2. I am Chris Dilworth. I will see me and the crew. We'll see you on Tuesday or Sunday, 9:00 Central, 10:00 Eastern. Remember to share the podcast and remember to follow us on every streaming site that you can think of. Give us a 5-star rating. Let us know how we're doing. We're doing good right now. We're going up in the rankings. So, yes, thank you so much. Oh, before we go, where can they find you?
Oh, yeah. You find me on Facebook, TB, the number, TBII, for those that don't know your Roman numerals, that's TB2. Instagram is TB2_fresh starts. And on Twitter is TBTII.
You also have a podcast as well, correct?
Do Testimony Tuesday Radio. Follow us on Spotify, Apple, Amazon, iHeartRadio, Pandora, anywhere streaming. But and definitely, if nothing else, you can follow us on our website at www.unheardmedia.biz. That's unheardmedia.biz.
Well, you heard from him, Mr. TB2. Well, you guys, yes. All right, y'all. Y'all have a wonderful night. Peace.
Doses.
Take care.